morning, everybody. I'm Josh Starr, Superintendent of Schools, and I appreciate everybody being here this morning. I also want to make sure I acknowledge a few other folks. Standing in the back there is Chuck Hess, and many of you may have seen Hess Construction signs around town, but he and his team are responsible for building the school with us. They are great partners. So as you tour the building, as you see, be sure to thank Chuck and his team for the great work they do and the great partners and community members that they are. So I want to join our other speakers, of course, today in welcoming you to the beautiful new Wilson Wilms Elementary School. And while I did not know Mr. Wilms, from everything I've heard, the school is a perfect testament to his life and is aptly named for him. So I'm looking forward to hearing more about that and seeing the great celebrations that we'll be doing at the school regarding that. So I've been in education now for more than 20 years, and there's still, even though I'm not in a school anymore, you still get the sort of first day butterflies or anxiety, whatever it may be, because it's so great to see our kids come back to school. We have had We've done so much work this summer, whether it's the hundreds of hours of teacher training, 11,000 maintenance and repair orders, servicing 849 buses. I could go on and on and on about all that our folks do to get us ready. Go to our website, see the video about it, but it is amazing to see what our folks do to get us ready. And so if you have an opportunity to thank somebody who has been doing all that work, our support professionals, our leaders, our teachers, please do, because they have been working incredibly hard over the summer. Two other partners that are here today I want to acknowledge that do a lot of work to get us ready over the summer. James Kutzos, who's the head of MCAP, our Administrators Association, and Doug Prouty, who's the head of MCEA, two of our great labor partners who make sure that we are providing the best to our kids are here. So I want to introduce four people on my team who make this work happen. First, we have Assistant Superintendent Dr. Laverne Kimball, who you all know from this area, is here. So go to her if there's an issue, right? I want to introduce our new Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Maria Navarro. Maria, wave your hand. Dr. Navarro comes to us most recently from Baltimore City. Dr. Kimberly Statham is our Deputy Superintendent for School Support and Improvement. She's been with MCPS for more than 20 years, on and off, and has served at every level. And then lastly, I want to introduce Mr. Larry Bowers, who none of all this would happen without Larry. He makes sure our schools are open on time, but and on budget, which is key. But I also just want to recognize, and he's going to hate me for doing this, that after 36 years, including 15 as Chief Operating Officer, this will be Larry's last first day of school, right? He will be retiring at the end of the year. I get the distinct privilege of this being the first time where we get to note the incredible service that Larry has given to our schools and community over its truly a legendary career. And I also want to recognize Marla Kaplan as well, our Director of Food Service, and we'll be talking about our new trays in a moment. So as Mr. Kaufman said, we are one of the best school districts in the nation, and we can do two things at once. We can be one of the best, and we can also strive to be better and serve more kids better than ever before. Overall, our students perform at a very high level. Just a couple quick bullet points. About half of our graduates earn a college-ready score on at least one AP exam. That is nearly twice the rate for the state and more than twice the rate of the nation. Right, that's a pretty remarkable number that's a testament to the incredible work of our teachers. We announced last week that the class of 2014 earned a 24 out of 36 on the ACT college admission exam, far outperforming their peers in the nation and the state. And the class of 2014 earned $340 million in college scholarships, which is an all-time record, and that includes 70 National Merit Scholarship winners. I want to give a particular thanks to our counselors who make sure that our kids access different scholarship opportunities. $340 million. I hope we beat that this year. So I could go on and on. We have, the statistics about how well we do are endless, but we know we also have a significant gap. It's been long-standing, and we are working incredibly hard to make sure we address it. So last year, we introduced our strategic planning framework where we talk about the need for our kids to succeed academically, for them to have creative problem-solving skills, and for them also to have social-emotional well-being. Our schools and our offices have very clear plans aligned to making sure our kids graduate to thrive in their future. But I want to talk a little bit about some of the ways as a system we're getting there. And this should be familiar to all of you. The first is equitable funding and support. We provide more resources where there is more need. So whether that is pre-K classes, whether that is smaller class sizes in our 67 most impacted elementary schools, whether it's the monies that we've put in for smaller classes and more support in English and mathematics in middle and high school, and the list goes on and on. We provide more support where it is needed, and we will continue to do that. Again, assuming that we have the money to do that. I'm going to keep doing that to my friends over here, right? So it is incredibly important. The second is around academic rigor and cultural proficiency. And this is about new curriculum, right? This is about mapping our standards to next generation science standards. This is about the Common Core curriculum. This is about our kids being creative problem solvers, working really, really hard. You know, my daughter is reading Hunchback of Notre Dame this summer to get ready for 7th grade. That's a good book for a 7th grader to be reading, right? It's a higher standard, and that's very, very appropriate. It's about technology. We're putting in 40,000 devices in our schools this year, right? So that our kids can connect anytime, anywhere, and they can collaborate. It's about making sure we understand the backgrounds of our kids, where they come from, and how to connect with them, and make sure that each and every child, no matter where you come from, what language you speak, who your family is, that you feel valued, cared for, and loved in our system. We have 2 new programs in our high schools that we're launching with Montgomery College. It's the Montgomery College Middle College program at Northwood and Northwest, which will give kids both an associate's degree and their high school diploma in high school diploma and an associate's degree in a STEM-related field at the same time in 2 of our schools. We're expanding the work we've been doing at Wheaton with problem-based learning. There's just so much work we're doing to make sure that our kids are achieving at a very high level. We also have a new code of conduct, right? That again rests on the idea that our kids need to be in school if we want them to learn. We will make sure to maintain a safe and secure environment for our kids. I appreciate the support that the council has given to provide more school resource officers, some of whom are back there. I appreciate all the work these guys are doing to make sure that not only are our schools safe, but the kids feel a connection. They feel a connection to our officers who do so much to keep our community safe. The third is human capital. We must make sure that our best are in front of our most vulnerable kids, and that we only put the best people in front of our kids every single day. We work very, very hard with our union partners on that. It's incredible. We noted the Career Lattice earlier, which rewards some of our best teachers to go and work in our toughest schools and take on new, innovative work. It's all about people, and we want to make sure that we continue to have the best people in Montgomery County and that they are working with our most vulnerable populations. And our fourth strategy is community engagement. We're launching new community engagement teams this year, teams that go deep into communities to work with families. We know we have a lot of vulnerable families. We know there are a lot of resources in the community in health and human services, rec department, nonprofits, et cetera. We want to link in partnership, as Mr. Rice said, in partnership so that we can give our families and our kids what they need. Under Tim Warner's leadership, we are launching some really exciting new community engagement opportunities. And then finally, it is about accountability and continuous improvement. We expect to be held accountable, and we want to be held accountable by our citizens, by our taxpayers, and our community, right? We have to make sure our kids continue to have what they need to thrive at a high level, and that they outperform the state and the nation, and that they meet all the standards that we've set for them. That is something that we embrace. We continue to look at how do we get better. You can be really good, but you always have to get better. We embrace the idea of continuous improvement all the time. And in fact, there will be new tests this year. We're giving a whole new test in the state called PARC, and that's going to be new information for us. We're going to see how we do, but I expect, given the hard work that our staff has done, we will continue to do well. I know Mr. Kaufman talked about our green construction practices, right, and that's one area of continuous improvement. But I do just want to note how we're expanding our environmental stewardship areas. Not only do we have more gardens popping up everywhere, but we're also getting rid of styrofoam trays. So you will now see, right, our trays, thank you. Through the work of Marla Kaplan and others, we are now introducing these recyclable trays, and it just helps us to be good environmental students and help our kids be ecologically aware. So the work that is going on in our schools, how teachers and support professionals kids are leading the work to be green is just fabulous. I could keep going on and on and on. There's so many great things that have been happening and will be happening this year. But it is time to get started. We have great kids. We have great staff. We have wonderful community support. I so much appreciate all the support we get from the federal government. I'll introduce Congressman Delaney in a second, to the state government, local government. We have support in Montgomery County. That's what makes this system so unique. That's what makes me so privileged and proud to be going into my 4th year as superintendent of Montgomery County Public Schools. And now, let me turn it over to U.S. Congressman John Delaney. Thank you.